Hi, I want to talk to you pretty quick about something. I ran across a couple of these battery packs at my local Walmart yesterday. They were on the clearance aisle and they were $5 each. Now, normally they're not $5, they're like 7 or 8, something like that. And that gave me an idea. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about lights, batteries, things like that. Now, I do not have a lot of stuff here. We have some other flashlights that aren't here, but you know, one is in my girlfriend's purse. The other is put back in a box in my emergency kit. Well, in my emergency kit. I just didn't want to dig it out. Um, if you have a phone with a cord that can charge off one of these are really good to have. Now, for $5, it's a decent deal. I did pick up two of them. My girlfriend wanted to know why I was getting two. Well, that's very simple. I have speakers from my laptop. They're USB speakers. I can plug my speakers into one of these, and I can hook up my MP3 player, and we can have music if the lights are out, or if we don't want to use something else. Of course, I do have my little radio flashlight here that is solar and hand crank, but I'd rather save that for an emergency. I'd rather not have to use that unless I have to. We have a couple Everbrights. Now, these are those lights that you put outside. They come on at dark, and they are on, but if somebody walks in front of them, they brighten up. So these are constantly on. I would not get these unless you were planning on putting them outside. Don't get these and expect to use them in the house. Now, I want to talk to you about here. We have a little light. It's a push light, LED, I believe. No, that might be LED. I don't know. It's pretty bright, but it takes 3 batteries. 3 for that little bit of light, one single light. My advice is if you're going to have backup light, go to your local dollar store. It doesn't matter if it's cheap plastic or not. If you're not going to be using it all the time, and for the price of one really good heavy duty flashlight, you can buy 40 flashlights from the dollar store. So, if they're LED, get LED. If they have a bulb, get one with a bulb, whatever you prefer. Now, I'm going to talk about batteries. Now, here I have Energizer rechargeables. And I don't know why that came on. Midnight was rubbing against it earlier. But we have Energizer rechargeables. I have AA's and AAA's. Now, I have the AAA's for a reason, which is this exact camcorder right here. This thing takes AAA batteries, and it absolutely eats batteries. So I got AAA's. I do have a battery charger. Now, it came with 2 AA's, the one I bought. So it's not a high-end charger. It's Energizer, but it didn't come with like 10 batteries. It came with 2 AA batteries. I had to purchase AAA's separately, but I needed something because this camcorder here, absolutely 100% eats batteries. Duracells don't last. Anything from the dollar store you can hang up. That stuff will be dead in a matter of minutes. So this thing just absolutely tears through batteries. So I got Energizer rechargeable batteries. Now, I do have a way to charge my batteries, which is off my solar system. If you have a small solar setup, even tiny, with a single Harbor Freight panel, anything that produces more than like 20 watts or something like that, and a DC inverter, the cheapest one you can find, which was the one I found from Walmart, which was like $10. So the cheapest one you can possibly find, you could possibly run off a cheap Harbor Freight, and I'm pretty sure you can run it off of a cheap Harbor Freight solar setup. Now, I do not have a cheap Harbor Freight solar setup. My solar setup costed over $1,000, and I only have 4 panels. So, but I wanted to show you here. So if you have a way to charge, or if you plan on getting a way to charge these, um, go ahead and get you some rechargeable batteries and get enough. I do plan on getting some more. And the reason being is these batteries take anywhere from 6 to 10 hours to charge. Alright, so that's at least a full day on your solar charging these batteries. So if all you're using them for is like a flashlight, 4 batteries, if it takes a single, even two, batteries in a single flashlight, while you're using those 2 batteries, your other 2 can be charging if you have 4. That way you have a fresh set of batteries at all time. My advice, get the cheap flashlights from the dollar store that take a single battery. They are not very bright. They're cheap junk. But think about this. For the price of another flashlight that takes 2 batteries, you can have 4 flashlights that each have a battery in it. So if one goes down, you have 3 more. So think about it. And I do have some more lights coming in that are solar powered, that charge from solar, and they look like light bulbs. Those are only 15 watt, so they're not very bright. But think about what you can do with certain things. With a battery pack, you can charge a phone. I can charge my MP3 player. I can play music. If I use USB speakers, I can power those speakers with these battery packs. A flashlight like this has a radio. It's solar charging. You can charge it by hand crank. You can charge it by USB. I can charge it from my solar. These are bright. They're touch lights, but they use 3 batteries. So, if you have 3 batteries in here and you only bought 4, it's going to be hard to charge all 3 of those. If you have a way to have music or something like that, that's up to you. But you absolutely can get rechargeable batteries and charge it from a solar setup. Now it's going to downpour today, so it's cloudy, and it's barely any sun out whatsoever. So, yes, you can have rechargeable batteries. That's what I would do if you could afford it, because the price of batteries, if you're going through a lot of batteries like I do, just for this little camcorder, the price of batteries was killing me. Absolutely killing me. Because I was replacing the batteries in this camcorder pretty much every time I made a video. And if you look at the cost, and I was buying stuff like Duracell that were going dead, after like 1, maybe 2 uses in this camcorder. It has fresh Energizer batteries in it now. And not rechargeables. I put fresh Energizer batteries in this camcorder before I started, and it's already down to 2 bars out of 3. So this camcorder absolutely sucks the power out of batteries. So I figured, you know what, I'll get some rechargeables. If you want rechargeables, you can recharge them off of a power inverter. The cheapest power inverter I got is $99.99. So think about later on down the road. If you don't have a way to get batteries, if you don't have a way to, replace things that are in your flashlights, having all the batteries from any store, having a 10-20 pack of Duracells is eventually you're going to go through them. If you don't have a way to charge them, then they're going to end up being worthless to you once they hit a certain voltage in the battery. It doesn't have to be completely dead to not work. It just has to be down or low in voltage. I don't know how many batteries I've got rid of. that were 1.3 or 1.28 that just would not work. And those could not be recharged. So, like I said, if you want to charge batteries, can you do it off of solar? Can you do it? You know, of course you can. Is it worth it? That would depend on what you want to use it for, and that depends on you. But to me, it's absolutely worth having batteries that I can recharge. And like I said, we have flashlights. We have other flashlights that our batteries can go in. They're just not out here. And once again, you can charge the things like the phone off an inverter. I have the other cord for this phone that would plug into a battery pack here that would charge it. I just didn't dig it out. Um, my girlfriend's phone will charge off one of these, and she has a smartphone. You know, in fact, it'll charge off that. If we hand crank it enough, it'll give it a decent charge. So, anyway, I'm fixing to have to go. This just hit 1 bar. But can you use rechargeables if you're off grid? Absolutely. Alright, that's it. I'm out of here, and everyone have a good day.